The COVID-19 pandemic has reminded all of us at the UCSF School of Medicine of the importance of our education mission. Train and graduate the physician health force who will care for patients in the state and across the country. A key component of filling the needs of our nation's physician workforce is helping students choose the specialties that will sustain their careers. This past month, we celebrated a first for UCSF, our first virtual match day. The class of 2020, who are the first class of the Bridges curriculum, matched spectacularly well into specialties and programs across the country. 73% of our students are continuing their training in California, 27% outside of California. Of these graduates, our students will be pursuing careers in the following specialties. 41% are in primary care, and 59% are in other specialties. The most common specialties are internal medicine, 24%, emergency medicine, family medicine, and anesthesia, and obstetrics and gynecology, all at 9% each. Today, I'm joined by Brent Kobashi and Heather Whelan, co-directors of the UCSF Career Advising Program, who will be discussing how we at UCSF ensure that our students match into their desired career tracks. Brent and Heather, could you please start by giving us an overview of the Career Advising Program at UCSF?
Sure, thanks for having us. We know that every student is unique, and this is particularly true of the approach to career choice. Some students start medical school knowing exactly what they want to do. Others are looking for the right path. We also know that it's very common and normal for students to change their career path as they meet new contacts, have new experiences in the healthcare world. We want the career advising program to be flexible and support students at every stage in their medical school career. And our ultimate goal is that students set themselves up to have satisfying careers and be physician leaders. So at the beginning of medical school, we start with very general questions about careers, goals, priorities. What work do you want to do? What patients do you want to serve? What projects do you want to be involved with? What problems do you want to address? What work activities do you find meaningful and fulfilling? And then with the answers to these questions, we can try to map those answers onto potential career paths and then over time narrow them. We use this approach and embed it in the actual Bridges curriculum.
Hi, I'm Heather Whelan. The Bridges curriculum includes 8 assessment, reflection, coaching, and health or ARCH weeks. These are week-long periods that occur between blocks within the different phases of the curriculum. During ARCH week, Brent and I host specialty panels, interactive didactics, and lunches. Students also meet with their coaches one-on-one to discuss their career plans. And as the ARCH weeks progress, we then begin to focus more on specific career path milestones, finding the right mentor, creating a competitive CV, before moving on to very granular details like how to prepare for a residency interview. Students in their clerkship years also take clinical experience electives. These are known as KICSs, where they get to test out specialties that they might be interested in. Our career advising website is a good resource. It has videos from all of our ARCH Week career advising sessions, a list of specialty and confidential career advisors, and step-by-step career advising checklists.
So thank you. What are your respective roles in career advising?
I see ourselves as liaisons who are available for general career advising from the beginning of medical school to graduation. We work with students in all of the programs, including MSTP, JMP, SJB Prime. Every week we have one-on-one office hours and students come with questions. We talk about career exploration, including thinking about goals and priorities. We try to provide some assistance with narrowing down career path options or considering new ones. We work on challenges, roadblocks, and other issues as students are trying to find the right path for themselves. Some students are interested in thinking about additional degrees or reasons to take time away from medical school so they can strengthen their residency application competitiveness. And then some students are really thinking about career paths outside of clinical training, and we can try to provide the connections for that. We work with faculty leadership groups as parts of the curriculum are organized, particularly around Arch Weeks and orientation. We're part of the Student Faculty Liaison Committee, and we have hosted listening sessions for students about career planning. And we also facilitate communications with the specialty residency advisors and other faculty.
So from my experience, a lot of the advising really lives in departments and individual specialties. So what role do they have in your program?
Yeah, so each specialty has designated specialty residency advisors who are available to kind of guide students through the specialty selection and residency application process. And we have both confidential and main specialty advisors. Confidential advisors are not on the residency selection committee, so they don't share any information about students they've advised with the selection committee. Meeting with the confidential advisor is ideal for students who haven't yet decided what path that they want to pursue and haven't committed to a specialty, but still need to speak openly and honestly with the faculty person in the field to get some good advice. The main specialty residency advisor is connected to the residency selection process at UCSF and knows the most about it. Students should talk to this advisor once they've narrowed down and committed to a specialty that they want to pursue. So we meet on a regular basis with all of the specialty residency advisors so that we can support each other and that we can communicate in a consistent way with students.
So what is the role of the mentors and advisors in making career decisions?
So, I think all of us in every field have benefited from mentorship. Someone took the time to show us their path, connect us with other role models, recommend projects, navigate complex systems, and really help us become who we are now. I've found that the role of mentorship has been invaluable. Keep in mind that any faculty member can become a mentor for students. And most of us want to mentor. We, as mentors, remember what it was like to be a student. And now, as faculty, we get a lot out of the mentoring relationship. Students tell us that they're inspired to choose their careers based on the faculty that they work with. And we, as faculty, are similarly inspired by students' work, their drive, and their incredible accomplishments. I hope that students see that the school has an integrated system of support that includes us, coaches, academic advisors, specialty residency advisors, and the faculty that have been their mentors.
How has COVID-19 affected the residency application process?
Yeah, because COVID-19 is a national issue, residency programs are thinking about this on a national scale, and they're discussing adjustments that may be necessary to the application process. The whole country is figuring this out, and this is not an issue that's specific just to UCSF. Some specialties are providing institutional and national guidelines on away rotations and other requirements that are relevant to residency applications. And we are providing regular updates on the specialty residency information and advising page, where you can also find contact information for the advisors. I think we all know that many clinicians are very busy right now on the front lines, and we're asking that if students email them, they just acknowledge that this is a very busy time with the pandemic and that they don't expect an immediate response. Everyone's doing their best as this situation continues to evolve.
Talmadge, I was wondering if we could ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
Given that this is a time where there's a lot of uncertainty, do you have advice for students as they're thinking about their career path?
Well, I think that you all have outlined many of the things that I think are important as people work through this time in their lives. This is actually a very stressful time to make that decision. I remember even decades ago when I was at this stage trying to make the decision. And I think the main advice is to really get to know as many different people and specialties as you can, because when you get to my end of the spectrum of careers, it's important to have picked something you really are passionate about, and pick a group of people that you enjoy working with in that specialty. Because it turns out we tend to pick specialties somewhat by our personalities and our outlook on life. And you're going to work with these people the rest of your lives, and you're going to take care of those patients. And you got to be passionate about the problems that they face, and your ability to help them. And I would also say it'll all work out. I mean, at this point, it's really stressful, but I think one of the things you have to remember is that no decision is absolutely final. You actually have the ability, as you work through different phases of the medical education journey, to make different decisions that build one on the other. And so I basically would recommend what you all are saying, and that is, you have something that we didn't have when I was in medical school, is, a group of people who were dedicated to mentoring and supporting you. Back then, it was, you were on your own, and a lot of decisions were made in isolation. Here, you get the opportunity to meet a lot of people, and please take advantage of it. And remember that this is a great career that you're about to enter. And so you should look forward to it and enjoy it.
Thank you, Talmadge. We wanted to ask another question as well, which is if you could share a little bit about your own career path and how you navigated the barriers and challenges that came up as you made your own career decisions.
Well, it's interesting that I started medical school with the idea that I wanted to be a general surgeon, and very quickly realized that that was not the career for me. But then through medical school, almost all of us see this, and I'm sure Brent, you and Heather probably had the same thing. You enjoy so much of what you do in medical school, so one rotation to the next, that was your career choice. So after a while, you maybe once in a while you could clearly eliminate something, but usually almost every specialty, you enjoyed it, you enjoyed the people, you enjoyed the work. And so it took me quite a while actually to decide which specialty, area that I would want to go in. And so I actually took the easy way out. I took internal medicine, because, except for avoiding surgery, that allowed me to delay decisions on any specific area. But then after I got into internal medicine, I went into pulmonary and critical care. And honestly, that happened almost at the end of my residency, when I met an individual. It turns out I knew I liked critical care. I knew I liked cardiology. I liked infectious diseases, and I liked rheumatology. And so I got to my third year residency and said, and I got advice that I should probably specialize, because years ago, people were really emphasizing going to specialties. And so I picked pulmonary and critical care medicine. And that was great. I mean, it was pretty much an accident, but it was a wonderful career. So UCSF, has a history of graduating some of the most capable, resilient physician leaders. And we're confident that this will continue to be the case. Even amidst the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, we at UCSF are here for you. We're here to support you, and we want you to succeed. And Brent and Heather are two examples of people who work at UCSF who care a lot about the students and trainees in our program. And so I thank both of them for their professionalism and for their guidance and support of our students, and for helping our students personally develop the course that they want for their future, and that they will actually enjoy their time here at UCSF while they get their medical education. So thank you to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.